everyone, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are, PGA Pub Hub. We're at the Masters. It's finally here, and we got some special guests. Look who I got here. I brought him from Canada, just down the road. Cam Stewart. What's going on, Cam? How you doing, my guy?
Gogi, how you doing, buddy? Still hungover for my birthday. Me and my woman stayed up, and actually, I got her live betting last night. She's like, I think we should take Kansas. They're down a lot, but I got a feeling they're going to come back and win. I go, honey, you got the gambling vibe, and she's got some Masters bets too. I'm ready to rock this week. This is my favorite week of the year. Always get together with my buddy Mike on Saturday for the Masters. We crush beers and party, and this is what we've been doing for years, and that COVID just shut her down, and now I can't wait to see him again and get the bets going. I'm absolutely jacked for this tournament. Tiger back, but there's a lot of other storylines too that are falling under the radar. And who do we take, guys? Like usual, there's so many damn guys I like, and we can't take everybody.
I know. We got some good prices, though, Cam. We got some nice prices. Shout out to our guy here. Shout out to our fellow Pub Sports. You guys know this guy, Connor Mack. He's on our PGA NCAA show. He's all over the place right now. He's part of our community here. And Connor, great to have you back, buddy. Nice seeing you down in San Antonio. That was a treat.
Well, yeah, it's glad to be back. I was it was rough. I couldn't make it that next day last week. But last week we didn't catch the we went hard. I got COVID too, so as soon as I got home, I tested positive. So that wasn't good, but it wasn't too harsh. I got through it. But last week, let's touch on it real quick. Obviously, I had Woodland, Kim, McNeely, all Sunday, no move. But top 20s were good. I had no top 10s, but top 20s were good. Lahiri, Badley, and Snedeker. Big prices came in big for me. So it was a pretty profitable week for 320s there. 8-1, 9-1, 6-1 to come in. But yeah, Masters my favorite week. How's it not? The first major. It's Augusta, baby. You gotta love it. So I'm pumped as well. There we go.
No, I took Snedeker live, guys. I think it was 90-1 at one time before he made his move, and I was so jacked on Sunday. I'm like, wow, I got a couple guys. Then I spread it out on the board, but I didn't take the birth of Spawn, JJ Spawn. I got to hand it to this guy. He's got a bigger head than I do. Like, I thought I had a watermelon, a pumpkin head. That guy was amazing. Everybody else was gagging on Sunday. Spawn was nutting it, hitting fairways, getting things done. And guys, maybe a little sprinkle on a top 40. I think maybe he rides this momentum. I'm not sure he's not going to win the Masters, but I really liked the way he played last week. Well, all the veterans melted down. He was the guy who kept it together. Got to give him credit.
Yeah, short game kept him in it there. His approach was a little off there, Cam, but his short game was right on there. I was actually at the Valero down at the first round. I was able to get to that one, Cam. It was unbelievable. Followed Matsuyama, Spieth, Finau. Saw Finau hosel one out of the bunker. It was pretty funny. So there's a guy you might want to maybe fade right now, Tony Finau. But it's been a great time this year, guys. I've been off to a nice start actually. I've been 4 of 9 on the first rounds and 4 of 12 on the outright. So I know you've been doing quite well too, Cam. All of us there, Connor included. So we're looking to hit a nice outright. I got about 35 bets there, Cam. I don't even want to guess your over under right now. I'm going to say 45. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm hovering around like the 30 mark. I got some like hockey plays for tonight and a couple other futures. But I'm already starting to build the list. And you're right. I'm looking at some guys and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of great numbers out there for these guys. And like you, Connor, we couldn't clip it, but those top 20s last week were amazing. Like all the guys we had finished top 20. So that kind of softened the blow from Woodland not getting it done and some of the other original picks like Chris Kirk and so on. But I know I'm just looking at some of these guys in the 40 to 50 range. And guys, I'm not sure if this guy's caught your eye, but debutantes do quite well. Like you saw Zalatoris, what he did before. And I'm looking at Mr. Burns. Sam Burns is a guy that has kind of caught my eye. I don't know how you guys feel about him this week, but he's a guy I think I'm going to be playing to win. Maybe some top 10s and 20s. Corey Connors, the Canadian, always got to have a little back bacon. He plays well at Augusta. Damn, if he could just get that putter going. Those are guys that I'm looking at. And as for chalk, I know a lot of people like Justin Thomas. I think Patrick Cantlay is kind of lying in the weeds. He's not in great form right now, but he's a guy that nobody's talking about, and he's kind of got my radar peaked.
The one thing with me, I broke down all these golfers there, Cam. I got about 7 stats I looked at, guys. I might as well jump right into it. Tee to green, I think, is going to be important here.
Yeah.
Par 4, birdie or better. There's a lot of tough par 4s here, so I want to look at par 4, birdie or better. Greens in regulation from about 175. Approach around the green and scrambling. Those are my key stats. There's quite a bit here. And this year so far, Cam, Cantlay, he rounds off, top 50 and all those except for approach and greens and regulation. So his approach game has been a little, maybe could be a little bit better. But I'm not too sure what to do with Cantley, to be honest. He does very well at these events, but I don't know. He's not on my card, to be honest, Kim.
What about your brother-in-law at the Thanksgiving table?
Oh, Abraham?
Abraham's got answers. Hurt last week. He's your boy, Gogi. What are you going to do? He's like a family member. You got to bet him at least a top 20. What are you going to do with Answer?
We were going to go out for dinner and everything here in San Antonio. He's going to invite me to the family, barbecue. But I don't know if he got COVID or something. But he's not going to be at it. I saw he made the trip here on his Instagram. He's going to be here, so that's good. Matsuyama, not sure about him. He had to do the little withdrawal last week. So and I saw him off the tee. He had the old drop the club there. Went hard right. He made a couple putts, but I don't know about Matsuyama this week. Defending champion there, Cam. I don't know if his form's really up there. What do you think?
Nah, I'm not taking Hideki at all. I think a lot of the time he won that tournament. Let's give him credit for it. I think that delay hurt a lot of guys. He came out and he was just absolutely stiffing shots with his wedge. His iron game was fantastic after that rain delay. When he won the Masters, let's remember about that stoppage. He was the only guy that put it in full gear throttle and ended up winning the tournament and almost gave it up late. I'm not taking Hideki Matsuyama. There's other guys that I'm going to look at. Matthew Fitzpatrick is a guy that has let us down. I'm not sure if he can get the job done, but I really like him. Top 10, top 20 this week. He checks all the boxes for me. Maybe he'll, and some of these Brits can do well. Here's the thing, guys. This is the thing about all these new betting places in Ontario and stuff. I'm glad I got a couple street books because I got Cam Smith at 36-1 a long time ago on a street book, and now those bets have been wiped out. If you look at them now, anywhere between 15 to 17-1.
Great number. So great number.
Yeah, no, that you know what I mean. Like I'm not going to say he's going to win the Masters, but thank God they didn't touch that stuff. But I'm really looking at Fitzpatrick, Gogi, and Connor. What do you guys think about him as well? I think he's dangerous.
Connor, what do you got?
I'm not big on Fitzpatrick. He's kind of let me down. I haven't played him too much, but I am a big Cam Smith fan, and he has got it done. I mean, obviously for us, he just winning, but he's played well here. Just the last two Masters. Two top tens. You mentioned Connors. I'm going to run through a couple. We'll get into. You already mentioned that Schauffele's played really well here. Just guys, even a guy like Leishman, probably not going to win it, but this guy's played very consistent here, giving you a top 20. Good look there. Might not win it. So I'm going through everything as well. And I see value because obviously everyone's here with the Masters. I like Burns a little bit. Can Louis Oosthuizen in play well? Maybe a Daniel Berger. I'm on a price this week. So I'm kind of looking at those guys to make my to win it here. And try not to get anything under 20-1. Not that I'm not like that anyways, but man, great number with that Cam Smith because everywhere it's just 16-1. I see 14-1 even.
That's the beauty of following golf, guys. Like earlier when guys are off the radar, you do those Masters futures. I don't know, man. Like I love Cam Smith's game, and remember when he wasn't even having his A game, he almost won at the Masters. So this guy obviously is one of the best, if not the best putter on tour right now. He can get it done, and the way he closed out that tournament, putting one in the water to players and then stiffing one, that's unreal. And that takes balls. That takes hardcore nuts to do something like that. And he could have threw that tournament away. So he's got big ones, big onions. I don't know what else we're gonna do, guys, but I'm looking for a bomb too. What about Robert McIntyre? The big Scottish lefty.
Just before you go on though, Cam, I really like Fitzpatrick actually. He's 5th tee to green. He's 4th in scrambling. He's 12th around the green. He's 18th in approach. He's checking off all the boxes for me, top 20 and everything. So Fitzpatrick, can he win? I know he hasn't had like a top 20 at the event, but Matthew Fitzpatrick, he's made my 6-pack. We'll go over it in a little bit, but what were you saying about McIntyre, brother?
Yeah, I think McIntyre, I'm not sure if he's going to win, but as we know, when I went down to cover the Masters, it's a lefty's paradise. People love it down there, right? You look at guys like Harman, he could get it around there. It's not too long. So I think McIntyre, he's not, I wouldn't say great form last week, but he's 125-1. I also think in markets with matchups, top 20 bets. Hey, if you want to do top 40s, guys, to be safe, I know a lot of people are doing that. Me and Dubsy talk about that. He'll be coming on the show with you when we're talking golf and the Masters today on Sports Grid. But I think he's a guy that, he did really well at his first time. And I think lefties just feel comfortable at Augusta. I'm a lefty as well. Everything's a dog leg left. So it's a beautiful,
we got
beautiful
two
course.
lefties here?
Yeah,
two lefties? Wow.
Good thing you didn't come on our trip, Cam. There was only one set of rentals that were left-handed, and my God, was it like hen's teeth to get.
I'm a total chop right now. I used to work at Credit Valley when I was a kid. I was a good golfer. I used to shoot 70s. Now I can barely break 100. But when me and my buddies go drinking and golfing, we have 4 lefties and 4 righties. It's perfect. The lefties play together and the righties play together. Isn't that crazy?
That's great. Just going off your back there with McIntyre. He was over in Europe, T9, here at the Genesis, T15, WGC, T35, and then the Valero last week, T35. So he's been making the cuts. One thing after I've been the Valero there, guys, out in San Antonio, it's steaming. It wasn't very much humid, but it was like a desert heat there. So I don't know if walking those 4 days in that sun is going to do anything to some of these golfers, but I almost like a golfer that almost didn't play at the Valero, because I can tell you from being there, guys, it was hot. It was not a fun walk. And you think San Antonio's flat? It was in the hills there. It's not as flat as you think.
And you're right, Gogi. That's what the Masters is. Like, I walked the course every day when I was there covering it for the Score back in the day. People don't understand. TV will do it no justice. I don't care if you got a smart TV, special TV, whatever. Everything is a downhill, side hill lie. Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff. It's one of those courses where it's a lot hillier than people think. And that's why Tiger Woods is probably, he's got to think, hey, maybe he slips on some pine straw, gets a weird lie somewhere. But anyway, Augusta is a lot trickier than people think. It's really hilly, and you have a lot of shots, tons of side hill lies out there.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to our guy Boston, Nick, Ryan Kozlowski, everyone in the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bring up any of your picks there, guys. Throw them in the chat. Ryan's on Leishman, top 20. Our guy Connor has a great poker face. Yes, he does. He does.
Unlike me, who wears a balaclava to a poker game, I would not play with Connor because my paycheck is gone. He's instantly walking away with my money.
Hey, Gogster took it. I didn't play in that last cash game.
Yeah,
it was already
set. A cash game there, Cam. The Canadian there, they were trying to rob me by the end of it, but I might have left with a couple more.
I don't play poker anymore. I literally have to wear a mask, glasses. I start sweating when I have good cards. That's why I play blackjack. It's just that's my game. I walk up, get wasted, play blackjack. I don't do poker. I can't lie.
There's no way you were sweating in this place. It had to have been 62 degrees the whole time, Connor. It was
the air is right there for you.
Igloo inside there, but
beautiful.
Beautiful. Anyways, so looking at any more guys there that stand out, or do you guys want to get into your 6-packs and who you like this week?
Yeah, you want to talk just bombs real quick? I'm just go ahead, Cam. You're less hit on a few guys. Yeah,
I gotta get rocking for my updates for the show. I haven't put a 6-pack together, but bombs that I'm looking at, as I told you, McIntyre, he's a bomb to me. That's a guy that I really, really like. I made some bets earlier. What do you guys think about Harmon? Do you like Brian Harmon? He's a guy that I'm kind of looking at. I haven't made a bet on him.
I don't.
Abraham Answer. I think I'm going to bet Corey Connors. I don't know if that's a bomb. Matthew Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Those are guys that have made the list right now. Those are guys that I'm betting. I'm looking for more guys. My girlfriend likes Billy Horschel. She says she's got a feeling with Billy Horschel.
Horschel?
I don't. Well, she says it, and I don't play it, and it wins. I'm going to lose my mind. I'll jump through a window. So I got to play Horschel. But those are guys that I bet go. I don't know who to pick for the chalk yet. She's telling me Justin Thomas. We always take Justin Thomas. Sometimes I think Justin Thomas wants his tournament so bad it actually hurts him. When he has a bad hole, he gets in his own head and bad things happen. So when I'm looking at the chalk guys right now, Cantlay's my guy, but that could be changed. I want to hear who you guys have.
All right, Connor, you want to go?
No, just bomb-wise, I'll go real quick. Just a few names. Obviously, this guy's been playing good golf, playing a ton of golf. He does all the time. Kevin Kisner, huge price. Yes. Can he do well here? Who knows? I haven't took him. Just a few names I wanted to rip off here, just so you guys, get your point too. Gooch, our guy Gooch, around 135 to 1, maybe a top 20. Yeah, the Gooch. And a little Seamus Power. These guys have just been playing pretty good golf throughout the year, maybe top 20. They might not win this tournament, but I think top 20 value with these guys will be solid numbers that I'm going to look to this week.
I like that.
Yeah. And I've already been digging a lot today. I'll dig in more because you want to know. I always go back the last 5 years, triple circle, do all those crazy things on who's played well, then look up their stats. Gogster's more into the stats even than I am. He's crazy with them, but go through all those, and then I can finalize everything. But yeah, those are the guys I'm kind of just leaning at. They're long prices, put a few bucks on to win, but definitely I think top 20, top 30.
I love that. Seamus Power, that guy's in great form. So, like, you could totally, can he do it at Augusta? That's the thing. And we've talked about debutants who actually play well. That's why, as I mentioned off the top, Burns, Mr. Burns Smithers.
Mr. Burns,
will be making my card. I love Sam Burns. I think he's very underrated. And I think if he's there on Sunday, he can actually close the door where other guys might gag.
Yes, can he do it? No, because he's gagged himself. He's got it done.
Yeah, he's got it done. He's gagged. But the thing is, a lot of, like, we see veterans and gag all the time. He's also got it done before, too. So
it's true. I'm a big fan of Burns. So he's obviously Gogster is too last year. I mean, he's great. I'm sure you had him as well.
He's cashed some outrights, that's for sure. All right, for sure. I know Cam's got to get going. Cam, I got an 8-pack this week, brother. I couldn't. Can you give me 4 more beers and make it a 12? Come on. Shit. I got some Michelob Ultra Lights. I don't know if you want them, but I'll throw them your way. I'm starting off with Cameron Smith. I think this guy's just, his form's impeccable this year next to Scotty Scheffler.
Love it.
This guy's just itching to get to the top. He's been playing really well here in the past. What's going on, Dubsy? What's going on, brother?
What up, boys?
Guys, there's nothing better than PGA Tour golf and nothing more than my favorite major, the Masters. I'm so jacked up for the PGA Tour. I love this. That's it.
That's my new favorite accent, right up there with the Gary Player one. How are we, boys? What a time to be alive.
It's great to see you, Doug. Yeah, so I don't know how much more longer you can stay, Cam, but I'm going to keep going here, brother. I got Cam Smith. I'm going with Willie Z. You know what? This guy's he's playing good form right now. I watched him in the Masters last year, like every single shot. This guy, like, he didn't miss a fairway till like 18.
You're right.
In the goddamn bunker. So I'm going to trust Will Zalatoris here. I got him at 38-1. I like that number. Starting these next one, guys, shop around here in Canada. I got like 8 books now, like FanDuel. They're all here in Canada. So definitely shop around. Matthew Fitzpatrick, I like that one, 66-1. Joakim Neiman, this guy, sneaky well. Bent grass, I like him on the bent grass. He's already won this year. He ran away with that at the Genesis. So 60-1 on Neiman. Sung J M. I know Dubsy, you like this one, I believe. Sung J M. I found him at 75-1, Dub. So shop around. Yeah. You can get some nice prices. Getting some more bombs. Russell Henley, Georgia guy.
Good call.
Has been right near the top. You don't know, can he win? Who knows? But at 80-1, I'll sprinkle a couple bucks on it. Mark Leishman, I know you guys were talking about Leishman. I think he's got a shot as well. Seems to play really well here. And then this is the last one I had to add. It was between Burns and Berger. And I went with Burger Town here, guys. I think his experience a little bit more is going to come over. And missing out on that tournament where he just fell apart at his home course. I think this guy's. I think he wants to win. Where Burns is coming off that win, I think Berger's going to want a little bit more.
Yes, I love it. I'll leave you guys with this because I got to do my updates. And Dubsy, I will be seeing you later on Sports Grid. But this was Gary Player with a North American diet like you. You're fat. You're bacon, butter, saturated fats. I do 500 push-ups before you hit the alarm clock. I'm Gary Player. See you tonight, Dubsy. Later, Gogi.
See you, brother.
Nice meeting you, brother. Let's hit some winners.
Yeah,
take care, guys.
Later, take care, my man. Thank you so much.
You got it, brother. Love you.
Love this guy. What a legend. It's from Cam Stewart to Dubsy. What's going on, Dubsy?
Boys, that's a tough act to follow. Cam is one of the GOATs. I mean, he dishes out winners, but he's always having a good time. I love that, man. And look, most of the time I'm giving out picks, he's got the same one. So that tells us we're onto something, boys. And that's what we're all about in the golf betting. I mean, you can't just measure how many outright winners you're back. If they're finishing good, that's what we're looking for, the prototypes, because there's so many variables here. But, boys, what a week. I mean, talk about charge me up. The boys up in Canada, send me some maple syrup. I'm absolutely jacked to get going for this one. No bigger stage in the world of sports. No bigger event. No better athletes in their prime than at their pinnacle here at Augusta National this week. Step aside.
Absolutely. You know, they had me capping hockey, Dubsy, and I'm trying to cap hockey, but everything I'm focused on golf. It's like, who'd you say?
Masters week. Yeah. I know opening day's coming up for baseball, Gogster, but still, it's Masters week.
It's tough. That's like the wife, boys. She's like, what are you up to? I'm like, look, I'll talk to you next week. See you later.
Exactly. Turn that phone right off.
Give your boy some space.
That's right. So Dubs, what are you thinking here? Have you ever been to the course? Have you ever been to the Masters by any chance, Dubsy? Or?
Mate, haven't been in the Masters, haven't worked it. All accounts, a lot of undulation. There's a lot more slope to this one. It's absolutely breathtaking. If I'm going to go, I want to do it right. But I mean, to do it right, you're paying either 10K or you've got to get on a tremendous bag to be inside the ropes there. I don't like my chances at the ladder these days. So it's back to the drawing board for me. But I mean, what a great tournament. I mean, seeing the crowds out there just for the practice rounds. Tiger Woods, he looks fantastic, doesn't he? I mean, the swing speed's there. The short game looks good. The only question mark, I mean, he hasn't played competitive reps since back here in 2020. But again, I mean, there's expectation for him, but is there a lot of pressure? I mean, if he goes out there and shoots 76, we're like, how good was it to have Tiger Woods back? If he makes the weekend, we're charging. Heaven forbid if he gets in the mix going into Sunday. I mean, gee, shut the gates, boys.
Exactly. Like, look for the all-nighters. Like, I'm not going to sleep. I'll be pulling benders if Tiger Woods is in the mix at this rate.
Oh, man.
No, absolutely, Dubs. Like, I think Woods, I watched the presser, too. He sounds like he's gonna take it on. He's doing 9 more holes, I think, and he's gonna give it his all. But if there's one thing at any course, guys, Connor, you know it too, brother. It's course history, and
he knows it. That's exactly what I was gonna say. If there's one guy who just can wake out of bed and after that horrible injury to his leg and everything, the car accident is here. I mean, they Tiger proofed it. I mean, this is his place. So. If anyone knows it, he definitely does.
And I mean, what do you think he's been doing for 12 months, boys? I mean, he's got 6 holes out there in the backyard. He doesn't know anything else except golf. I mean, he barely sleeps. You hear stories out on tour that he's texting the boys at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Hey, what are you doing? Mate, I'm asleep. It's 3 a.m. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just out the back, having a bit of a chip here. The guy is just built differently. So no wonder the short game is dialed in.
He's the Michael Jordan of
isn't he? I mean, as you touched on, course history for me this week is everything. I mean, we got 14 first-time starters. We haven't had a first-time starter since Fuzzy Zeller back in 1979. So I love that pick where you went with Daniel Berger over Sam Burns. I mean, Sam Burns, 3 wins since last year's Masters. He's on absolute heater. But this golf course, you've got to know it before you can win on it. So, again, big on course history experience for me this week.
Definitely, most definitely. Some more plays here. I didn't really get into these first-round leaders, but whenever you get a first-round leader, I find at this event, they're usually the longer shot. It's not, it could very well be JT, but I got some other guys here, Dubsy. What do you think about some of these first-round leaders? I got Tom Hoagie, Cameron Young, and Harold Varner, just knowing how he starts golf tournaments. What do you think of those guys?
HV3 allergic to late Sunday afternoons. Look, I like those plays. They're ball strikers. And the thing is, some of those guys, you're not going to get a marquee group. If you get out early Thursday, it's a very soft golf course, which suits all those guys you just mentioned. We're seeing rain out there today. You can go at it just like Hideki did last year. I'll throw a couple in the mix there. And I'm not big on them to win the tournament, but I like him for a round 1 low score. Super erratic, high ceiling. Tony Finau at 45 to 1. I think maybe he found something last week. And for me, Tony Finau, he goes in 2-month cycles where he's contending at every tournament or he sucks. He's terrible. He's missing cuts. And then the same for Victor Hovland. I mean, I love the young Norwegian, all the game in the world. But again, the short game, it's not great. But if he goes out there and hits, 16 greens, shoots 6 under in the first round, you don't need a short game at 26 to 1, round 1 low score. I like Victor Hovland there. But the Augusta National, you need a good short game. Get up and down.
Definitely. Now, what do you think of the conditions? Sorry, Connor. What do you think of the conditions? Is it going to be like the wind? I think guys like Hovland then would do well in the wind there, Dubsy. I think Finau possibly. One thing about Finau, actually, I was at the Valero there, Dubsy, and he was in a bunker on number 8, kind of an awkward lie. The guy hosleted it almost to the back of the green.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Like I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. I was like, oh, that's not good. Yeah, he hosleted almost to the back of the green. And
little Hosrock.
Yeah. So Tony, I don't know if he's in 100. Just a little inside information. You might
well, boys, I mean, I've got to take that back. Then I mean, I can't be backing anyone at the Masters who's having shanks the week before down there in San Antonio. I mean, that can't do the confidence anyone just can.
It was a bit of an awkward lie, but still, the man hosleted. Like if someone was at the end of the green there, like look out, watch your ankles, ankle biter.
I'll tell you what, Tony Finau for me is a guy that if you took down to your local track with the boys, he'd shoot, 10, 11 under, 12 under, collect all the cash like nobody's business. But you put him on this stage, I think he's just a bit too much up top between the ears. Very similar to
played well here though. I mean, I don't think he wins it, but he's had a good history here in the last few years.
Good course history, good drive of the golf ball, works it both ways. So I see him being there in the mix, but for him to close the door, I mean, sure, he picked up another win there late last year, but this is as big as it gets. And for Rory McIlroy, chasing the career Grand Slam, I think he gets it his own way way too much. He's an overthinker, too much about the golf swing. Just react. You know, it's easy for me to say that, but just play what's in front of you. And we saw it at the Ryder Cup that last day when he threw the swing mechanics out the window and just said, look, I'm going to play the golf course, go on who I'm up against. He looked fantastic. So Roy McIlroy, another guy I'm not big on this week, chasing the career Grand Slam. And as Cam touched on, a lot of these storylines are getting overshadowed by Tiger Woods. I mean, it's almost like if he doesn't play, let's just scratch the event, call it off. I don't think the other guy showed up for practice rounds.
Like, what if Scotty Scheffler wins this, guys? What if Scotty Scheffler wins this? Like, is this guy going to win? Like, is he going to be up there with, like, you know, like, what if he wins?
Boys, I say Scotty Scheffler and Dustin Johnson is the same person. Has anyone seen him in the same room, you know, with each other? For me, Scotty Scheffler, he comes in this one as your new world number one. That's a pressure that not many guys can deal with. I mean, again, good course history, great drive of the golf ball. Scotty Scheffler, I love his demeanor. I love everything about him. 3 wins from the last 5 starts. But again, coming in as the world number one, all that talk from the media, I think that may weigh on him. I mean, I definitely see him making the weekend, but I don't think he'll be there come Sunday.
No.
Yeah, so good. I think he's a fade too. Just when you go, you know, he's won 3 times, so short. Now he's just 12-1 when we probably would have got him 25-1 or so if he hadn't, you know.
He must not party that hard if he's winning this much. You know, usually after one win, you know, I'd be
What's good wrong with him?
For 5 days, you know.
You'd still be going from Austin, Gogi.
Exactly.
Bomb. I'd be there with you, mate.
Exactly. But yeah, at this course here, I think course history is going to be very important. Some other who else do I got here? I gotta make the cut parlay. What do you think of this one? It's a little chalky. I got Cameron Smith, Thomas, Fitzpatrick, and Zalatoris is plus 140.
I like it. I like all 4 of those guys.
You know, get a little plus money. They're sitting at minus 700. But what do you got, Connor?
Yeah, no, it's just short. I mean, I agree. If you want to take it, this would be a tournament to do it. We're not having 150 here. You know, there's always about 88 to 93 guys. Obviously, the champions are there. So it really cuts this field down just the top players in the world, guys who have won in the last. So making the cut for the Masters always a little bit easier to get done. So I agree. This would be a good spot to do that.
Boys, I'll throw one at you. I saw over there at one of the sportsbook, plus 190 for the winner to not come from the final group on Sunday. And the way I see it, I mean, you take Tiger out of the mix. This is a very young field coming in with a lot of form, a lot of wins to their names. I think we see a condensed leaderboard come Sunday, but a lot of young guys trying to get that breakthrough for the green jacket. I love someone sitting 2 or 3 shots back, not having to deal with that extra pressure. Plus 190. Winner does not come from the last group on Sunday.
Yeah, for what's that at? What book was that at? We don't care what books here.
Oh, okay. So I can BetMGM Sportsbook. I saw it on there.
Okay, BetMGM. So I'm gonna definitely check that out there, guys, because I think that's a steal, especially talking the Masters, the way people can crumble. Anything else? Connor, you got anything there? I'm just gonna go over a couple more of my notes here.
Yeah, go over yours. No, just a couple of guys lastly I want to talk about. I don't think win this tournament, but have played well here looking up the last few years, and he has not coming in great form, but it's Webb Simpson as a guy I think you can look maybe a top 30, top 20.
Love Webb.
He's not done well, but I think you're getting him in a buy low, okay, who knows this golf course, but we'll see with him. And lastly, the bomb of all bombs I had is a guy who I took in lately, didn't take last week, Fratelli. I think as a make the cut, top 30, top 20. I like Dylan. I think he a little more magic. I know the guys. I've always faded a lot of the guys who played well the week before at the Valero, the old Houston Open. The winner never just throw him out. JJ Spine, I know he did great. We already talked about him, how he did well. Good for him. Throw him. He never wins. Nobody wins the Masters the next week. But guys who. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's why I can't get big on my countryman Cameron Smith. I mean, he got the win players, took a couple of weeks off. I mean, not to say he's not motivated to win this one. This is as big as it gets, but maybe, took the pedal off the metal there, didn't practice for a week or so after, partied hard. So this, of course, that suits Cameron Smith. I know a lot of guys are big on him, but I'm going to lean towards big dog, Mark Leishman, a bit more value there. But
we talked about him.
I like both the countrymen. I feel like maybe with Cam Smith there, we were talking about JT. He could get off to a hot start. JT could lead this tournament, but he gets in his own way if he
does
starts getting in his own way. Where I think Cameron Smith, he's like a horse coming from the back. He can just slowly start getting better because his short game. We've seen it at the Players. He went in the water, and then Cam was saying it went up and down just like that to win the tournament.
Unbelievable.
He's because I was stuck between JT and Cameron Smith there, Dubsy, but I ended up choosing Cameron Smith just because of the wins. I feel like the win. If you're winning and when it comes to the Masters, you gotta have that taste of at least some type of trophy.
Yeah, I can see that, Gogi. I went the flip side. I did take JT, and this is my thought. Look, like, you don't know when someone's going to peak until they peak, right? And for me, as you said, he's been playing like real angry on the golf course. 3 good rounds, then 1 round just lets it slip. The putting hasn't been there, but I'm seeing signs that maybe it's coming. I know he's got bones on the bag, and I mean, if anyone's going to feed off Tiger Woods being there or learn up a bit of local knowledge about Augusta, it has to be Justin Thomas. But the number's not great. I think I last saw him at 13-1. It's not good enough.
No.
Give me a bit of respect. Give me some juice there, boys. Come on.
Give
me something in the salad, Give me something.
Yeah.
But
them games.
Just looking at his numbers, his approach off the tee, even his putting. He's a T3 at Valspar, 6th at the Genesis, 8th at the Phoenix, and he was minus 0.65 strokes on the putting surface. So he's going to be, if it's not this one, it's going to maybe be the PGA Championship. There, Dubsy. Maybe major.
Good call.
I could see him maybe winning, but I don't mind that at all. Do you got any 6-packs or any other plays there, Dubs? You got there, brother, or what do you got?
Mate, I like JT. I like John Rahm from the top of the board. His last 4 starts here inside the top 10. Again, the number's not great. I got him at 12-1. I think he's down to 10-1 now. I like Big Leishman at 80-1. Good course history. He's been playing good on the PGA Tour this season. He works the ball both ways. Colin Morikawa, I think that's a very good number, 22-1, 2 from 8 at the majors. Good iron play. He putts good on fast greens. Can he turn up with that? I think Willie Z, I mean, I'm big on course history, but again, this is his 2nd start here. He had the runner-up last year. This would be his 1st win on the PGA Tour, but I think Will Zalatoris, he's a special kid. I can definitely see it happening. I love his ball striking, so I think that's good. And look, what about Corey Connors? 2 top 10s in his last 2 starts. Mr. Canada, 50-1. I love his game. I love him for at least a bit of a top 10 here. Can he go on with the job? Things happen.
When I was out there too, Dubs, I even gave him a shout out when he was on 11. I say, "I'll do it for Canada. Come on there."
Did he give you something?
He didn't give me anything, but what did he do on 11? He birdied number 11. That's what
he did.
He did it for Canada. So the only thing, I don't want to sound like a homer here, it's just playing those 4 days in the Valero. I can tell you from being there, it was hot. It was desert heat. It's actually a bit of a hilly course there. So coming over to the Masters too, and another tough track to walk. I don't want to fade everyone coming over from there, but it's definitely it wasn't an easy, I think that took a bit out of the guys.
I don't get it, boys. I mean, if you're the manager for these guys, why would you be going there? If you've got commitments or you're defending champion, fair enough. But in no way, unless you win the tournament in that weaker field, that you can take positives into this week. I mean, look at all the big guys who failed there. DeChambeau, McIlroy was pathetic. Finau, found a little something. But again, I mean, Rory McIlroy must be coming here just saying, geez, my golf game is actually worse than where I thought it was 2 weeks ago. So
one more guy too, Spieth. I watched Spieth. I'm going to tell you, Spieth didn't look good. A lot of head down, a lot of poor body language, and his swing. I don't know. I know he's changing his swing and stuff, Dubsy.
I don't like it.
Looks so funky. It looks weird. It looks like he's trying too much. And like you said, I don't like Spieth at all here. So I think he's a guy to fade, to be honest, after watching the Valero.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he's probably got the strongest course history here at the Masters. But for me, it's like he's been watching too much Colin Morikawa. He's now trying to come over the ball and trap it. And that's not Spieth. I mean, look, he's chasing distance. He's picked up 10 yards this season on the PGA Tour. But now he's falling outside the top 100 in strokes gained around the greens, outside the top 100 in putting.
Gotta be there, yeah.
If there's one guy who I think you can fade, Gogi, I just can't sleep on the fact that he is the biggest dog. I mean, he's such a competitor. He finds a way to get the ball in the hole. If you put him in Roy McIlroy's body, that'd be the number 1 golfer for the next 10 years, fact. With that much talent, that kind of mindset from Jordan Spieth. But again, I agree. I don't like what I'm seeing. The swing's all over the shop. Not it was ever textbook, but I don't like what I'm seeing at all.
No, yeah, exactly. And he had a couple misses on his putts. He's missing like 4-foot putts there, Dubsy, too, little top-ins. He's just he's not right. He's a guy I'm going to try and fade more going forward. That's
let's touch on this guy real quick. I want to get your guys. Xander Schauffele, a guy I've been big on, still looking to break through, has played really well here and almost gotten it done. What do you guys speak about him at 22-1, right around the same price as Morikawa?
Dubs?
Look, boys, I like it. I saw it as big as 26-1 this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, he was right here in 2019 with Tiger. He was right here last year with Hideki Matsuyama. Before him and the caddy couldn't figure out the wind was coming into the face on 16. I mean, I just shake my head at that one.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal last year. But Xander Schauffele, I don't think he's a guy who's scared of the big stage. He just hasn't kicked on to get it done. He hasn't won the tournament. It's not a matter of him, choking or anything like that. So I like that number. I love his golf game. There's no weakness to him. He's a little smiling assassin, just like Morikawa. So I think he'd be sneakily confident coming into this one. And again, he's a guy that not many people are touching on. Xander Schauffele, I like it.
The one thing with me, I remember seeing him last year when he was in. I remember watching that event. I think I got it on the TV on record. It's just his around the green when he's not hitting those greens there, Dubsy. I don't know about his around the green, his putting, his chipping. Like he can, I feel like if his ball striking's on, if his tee to green's on, then I really do like Xander. Looking at his around the green, he's been a little bit up and down the last couple of events. That would be my only thing against Xander. Would just be his short game can sometimes, if it's not all there, I feel like the rest of the game starts to crumble. But if he can avoid that.
And that could be it, Gogi. I mean, when these guys are tested and you miss a couple of greens, late on Saturday or Sunday, you need the short game. Get up and down, at least make a par, at least make a bogey and keep the doubles off the scorecard. Rory McIlroy, he can't do that. But maybe that's what it is for Xander Schauffele. Can't grind it out when he needs to the most. And short game for me, that is it. When you are rattled and the hands are moving a little quicker, trying to get up and down off some of those tight lies, it's so tough out there.
That's it. Connor, what else you got to say, brother? Anything else here? I'm going to go over a couple more course breakdown stats, and then
I'll hit your things. I want to touch on one more guy. Obviously, he hasn't won since here. We talked about in San Antonio, Gogster, is DJ. What do you guys think about gold DJ, especially at this number? I mean, up and down. He hasn't played too much golf. It's really this Masters is great. I mean, Scotty Scheffler's on fire, and there's a lot of open guys. I know you're not get the best number of JT. But what do you guys think at DJ around 18-1, 16-1, around that number?
Boys, I love Dustin Johnson. I mean, that's a guy who's just winning at life, isn't he? He couldn't really care. If the A game shows up and he wins the Masters, sensational. But he's playing with house money. I mean, he got it done back in 2020 on a soft golf course like we're going to see this week. And he made a mockery of Augusta National. 20 under par. They never want to see that again. But for me, for Dustin Johnson, he could win this thing by 6 shots. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Good drive of the golf ball. Nothing phases him. It's all confidence. When he's filling up the cup, he's really filling it up. Again, he's sneaking under the radar, just like Big Bad Brooksy, because there's not a lot of form there. But Dustin Johnson, you would not be shocked if he's there come Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I don't mind that. My only thing would be like Xander, just his around the green and his putting. It's not like he's coming into great form with his around the green putting. But what you said it, Dubsy, when his putter's on, the guy's making birdies like it's breakfast sandwiches at McDonald's in the morning. Like it's just coming in at just plenty of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I don't mind DJ. I just maybe again like Thomas, maybe the PGA Championship, U.S. Open, maybe give him a couple more tournaments to get under his belt. That's where I think Cameron Smith. You're right, he hasn't played as much. It's just I think his style of game just getting in trouble where some of these other guys will choke. You know what I'm saying? So
guys, you just reminded me of one thing. I'm very big on short game. Guys who won't get overawed by the situation. Past winners. We touched on DJ Jordan Spieth. What do you think about Patrick Reed? I mean, the best short game in the business. He's been doing a couple of swing changes. It's a course that suits the draw for the righties, the fade for the lefties. Would you be surprised if he made himself, known in the tournament over the weekend? Patty Reed, what do you think?
Patrick Reed, just looking at his numbers here, Dubs, I was bringing up some stuff here. I got tee to green, par 4, birdie or better, approach around the green, scrambling. His best stat here is 86th, and that's around the green. Other than that, I just don't know if his form,
he hasn't done anything.
Well, I don't think he's going to win it. He may, he top 40 possibly, but he's not a guy. I think you got to have form and confidence coming into the Masters, and I don't know if he's got it right now.
Yeah, he just hasn't. You talked about the swing changes. He hasn't been able to string days together. When you're tinkering through your swing, he just can't do that. I see him go. He has one good day and then it just goes back. He has a bad one, it just drops him. That's what just hasn't kept him up there lately. But can he make the cut here this week? I think so. But a defending champ. And you're getting a big prize, on him. So,
I just want to check with you boys. I gave up on him after Torrey Pines. I kept thinking he's going to come around for the big events. He never showed up. I think it's a safe play.
He's because if his around the green and short game's in trouble, then the rest he's in deep shit.
Yeah.
So. I think that's what else I got. Any other guys? Cameron Young, there anything on him there, Dubsy? Cameron Young, he checks a couple boxes on my list. What do you think of him playing well lately?
Love his game. Great driver of the golf ball. Real gunslinger, if you will. But again, it's his first time start, I believe. So for me, it's tough to get on board with that. But Cameron Young, a guy who will win on the PGA Tour very soon, I think. We saw him at Riviera. I mean, he was sensational. He just got outplayed there by Neiman, but I love his golf game. A sign of the times, guys. So many of these young guys, they don't care what the stage is, what the golf course is. They're ready to win. Very aggressive.
It reminds me of Matthew Wolff a couple of years ago when he came out of nowhere. And Matthew Wolff was taking the stage, and he just didn't know how to almost, he didn't know the moment until he did. And now look at him now. He's nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
Paul Wolff. He had a great time in Oklahoma State. He might have to soak that up.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. So I got 8 more matchup bets I want to get to there, Dubsy, and then maybe go to some questions in the chat. Then we can get the hell out of here. But I really appreciate you so much, Dubsy, for jumping on. Cam Stewart as well. Yeah. Russell Henley over Finau. I think Henley. Like I said, that hosel from Finau.
Love Henley.
That shook you up, huh, Gogster? One shot though, as a goal, every pro has, they shake one.
I know, I hear you. Here, let me bring him up just to validate what I was saying.
Okay.
I even got a red mark and an X through him. His around the green and scrambling's 144, 142. His greens and regulation, that's what's saving him. Par 4 or better is 114. It's just a short game there, brother. I can't trust a guy if he doesn't hit the green. He's in deep shit, or his approach is off. You need to have that short game, especially here at the Masters. So I'm fading him. Where Henley, he's first actually in approach this year. He's 7th in tee to green, 30th around the green, and then 94th in scrambling. I think over long term, those numbers are going to outdo Tony Finau. So I got him at -110.
Wow.
Start off the matchup bets. Justin Thomas over Rahm. One thing when you're bringing up about Rahm there, Dubsy, he's been losing strokes on his putting the last, 6 events. I did bring this up in one of my tweets there. I think I said, Rahm, without the putter's book, without that book there, seeing the green.
Struggling.
I think he's struggling. And at the Masters here, we're dealing with the bent grass. It's even more, they're tougher greens than the Bermuda. There's more bend in them, right? So
there's a lot more slope in them.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm fading him actually twice here. I'm fading Rahm against Thomas +105. And then I'm also taking Cameron Smith, your fellow countrymate there, +128 over Rahm. I think long term, I want his short game. What do you think of that, Dubs?
He did it in Hawaii, mate. Cammy Smith's not afraid of anyone. No, I like that play. JT as well. And Russell Henley, look, that's a guy who's just made for good finishes. We saw him in Hawaii, probably should have got it done there. But you look at stats, ball striking, it's there for me. Russell Henley, that's a guy I'm putting in the DFS lineup every single week.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'll go over them really quickly. A couple more. Fitzpatrick over Connors. I'm trusting Fitzpatrick's game coming off that rest too. Hovland over Spieth. This might be my favorite there. -120. Hovland over Spieth. I think that's a steal there. Leishman over Spieth as well. That's +120. Fading Spieth. Neiman over Matsuyama. -112. Fading Matsuyama as well. A lot of guys over from the Valero. And then I'm taking Xander over Cantlay. I'm going to trust Xander's game. I'm not a big fan of Cantlay's approach right now. When Cantlay's on, he's got his approach dialed. He's got that 150 down to 150. I think he's a little off his approach right now.
He's interesting to me this week.
I mean, Cantlay's always on when he's not at the majors. Hasn't stepped up when it counts the most, right?
Yeah.
So
it's not Eastlake or any of the PGA, FedEx Cup. So that's all I got there. Dubsy, you got anything else there, brother, or what do you got there?
Mate, I think I've thrown most of the outrights at you. Top nationality, Louis Oosthuizen, +110. He's going to have to beat out
Louis
Christian Bezaden out. Bezaden I could see making the cut, but I can't see him getting past Louis. Max Homer, 80-1 the outright market for a top 40. You can get him at -125. And this is a guy, one of the funniest guys on the PGA Tour, but I love his golf game. You see him on the range, complete game on him. He's a ball striker, makes crisp contact. 80-1 for the outright. I've got similar comps between Riviera and here at Augusta, so I like that. And I think that's about it, boys. I think I threw all my other flyers at you. Sung J.M., obviously, as my big long shot, 65-1. And I think that's about it, boys. Too many tickets.
I like it.
I know. Real quick, before I get it, give a shout out to our guy, Kenny Rogers, for the $5 dono. He said for the accent there, Dubsy. He likes that. Cheers, mate.
Oh, yeah,
but real quick.
That's from Boston, down south.
Ryan wants to talk about real quick. Nobody's mentioned my guy who I take a lot, and this is where he comes up big the most, and he's right around 20-1. Brooks Koepka. I said no one mentioned Koepka. So quick word. Yeah, Brooksy.
I'll take the floor here really quickly here. Brooksy, what do I got? 148 and is around the green, 26th in the par fours. His game, I don't think's all there, Dubsy. I think it's going to come into form. Like that injury, you could tell was causing problems, but I think
he looks better though.
Him and the blonde hair, like something's up.
Boys, look, I throw it back. There's something wrong up top. The blonde hair for one, the slim shady haircut, poses nude on the front of Sports Illustrated, and then inventing your own golf beef with Bryson DeChambeau. There's a few things wrong there. But look, I turn it back to a few weeks ago. I was out at Riviera. I know Ricky Elliott, the bag man for Brooksy Koepka, walked a few holes with him. He's playing their practice round with Rahm, and I think, who was the other guy? It may have been Patrick Cantlay. And look, you're playing 3 or 4 balls. You're trying to see all the runoff and slope. Brooksy, 1 ball, goes and sits on the next tee. He's on the phone, Twitter, texting away there. He hasn't got any interest, and I think it's become a bad habit of him not caring enough at these regular events, and then he comes to the majors and expects to find his best stuff. Maybe a few years ago, sure, that was good enough, but now all these guys, Scotty Schefflers, Morikawas, Cantlays, Hovlands, Willie Z's, they're too good. The standard for me has gone up. It's the same for Tiger Woods. Sure, he can make the cut, but this is not back in 2019. These young guys are not afraid to win. So for me, that's what stands out for Brooksy Koepka. He's just too lazy out there, lethargic. And for me, you can't afford to do that week to week.
I almost feel like he's trying to ride his 15 minutes of fame from those wins he's had in the past. And he's still, he doesn't care. It's like he's on his phone. Yeah, it's not a guy that seems to – He's going places by any means. I'm not a big fan of Koepka. I actually met him there, not met him, but kind of gave him the high five there after the 1 hole. But it's almost like he just does, when they walk by, just want to like the dead arms. He did the old dead arm to me.
Oh, boys, it's like us. When you go and play a nothing round, maybe by yourself at the local track, or there's nothing at stake, you're like, you probably play, your worst golf. It has to be there for you. So for me, him showing up, saying that he's the big man, he only brings it at the majors, and he's got the big, strut on him. He's the gunslinger. He's going to outplay these young boys. They're not afraid of that anymore. Brooksy, I see you post, back-to-back 74s and missed the cut last weekend. Come on, mate. That doesn't scare me. Turn it up.
Yeah, where are you at? You like his wife or girlfriend must be just an absolute dime for him not to care about golf.
She's not bad.
There you go. That must be it. He seems to be getting about golf.
Yeah.
I just go over my picks here there before we get out of here. I know you guys like hearing our picks here, 6-pack and whatnot. Shout out everyone in the chat here. Did we miss anything? Mike M, Boston Nick, what's going on there? Kenny Rogers, appreciate the dono, my guy. Ryan Keselowski is bringing up Koepka. Great time at the Valero too there, guys. Limp arm there. Absolutely. He gave me the limp arm there, Boston Nick. It was I couldn't believe it there. Fleetwood, he's a good guy. DJ, I not ran into him, but seen DJ, good guy. Brooks Koepka, I don't know. Anyways, guys, 8-pack here. I'll go really quickly here. Smith, I got Cameron Smith. I think his game's just going to be perfect here. 16-1, a little bit chalky, but we're going to ride it here. Will Zalatoris, 38-1. Shop around here in Canada. We got legalization here in the book, so shop around for that number. Fitzpatrick, 66 there, Dubsy. Neiman, 60. M, 75. Henley, 80. Leishman, 80. And Berger, 50-1. Some first-round leaders. I got Zalatoris, Neiman, Henley, Varner, Leishman, Hoagie, and Young. We've hit 4 of the last 9 this year, first-round leaders, so that's almost at a 50% rate. So it's I don't want to probably just jinx it right there. Let's hope for the best here. I got some top 10s as well. I'm going to tweet these all out, guys. Eagle47_. That's so you can find me on Twitter. I got top 10 Smith, Zalatoris, Thomas, all at some nice plus money. Fitzpatrick, Henley, M, Berger, Neiman, Leishman, top 20. And then some top 40s. You can get Tom Hoagie and Cameron Young. I'm taking a shot with those guys for some top 40 action. And Cameron Champ to miss the cut, -115. I don't like the way Cameron Champ's game is right now. I know he's done well. Everyone's talking about how well he did in the past, but he's 210 right now, par 4s, 207 greens in regulation, 180 around the green. This guy's not going to get it done. You heard it here first there, Dubsy. Cameron Champ, he ain't making the cut, -115.
Serve it up hot. We wouldn't have it any other way, Gogi. Love it.
That's right. Thank you so much there, Dubsy. That's all I got there, guys. Anyone else in the chat? If you got anything else, let us know quickly. But we're going to pretty much sign off. Check me out on Twitter. Like I said, Ego47_. We've been rocking and rolling, got the Michelob Ultra Lights going. And hey, Dubsy, what's this contest you want to do, brother? I almost forgot. How you want to do this?
Mate, there's got to be something at stake here. I'm going to pick one of my Aussie countrymen. You give me one of your Canadian plays. Loser's going to rep the other one's flag in the background for a week there. That sounds fair enough, right?
All right. Wait, so I got to give you a Canadian. You got better Australians, but all right. Who do I got for Canadians? I only got Connors, no? And Hughes?
Well, you know what? I like Corey Connors more than any of the Aussie guys this week. So I'm going to take Corey Connors. You can have any Aussie you want. You can take Cameron. Corey Connors.
I like it.
You know what? I like the confidence, so I'll take your guy, Cameron Smith. Give me long hair, don't care from the back. Cameron Smith there, guys.
Business up top, party at the back. We love to see it, boys. Bring it on. What a week. Corey Connors. Maple syrup, GSP. It all comes through Canada, boys.
That Ottawa flag going to be an Australian flag. I'll find my local international market. And Dubsy, I know you got a green screen or whatever, but we might need to see a Canadian flag there. I'll be watching sports.
It'll be there, boys. It'll be there.
All righty, guy. Thank you so much, Dubsy. Have a great time, and we'll see you next time, brother. Thank you so much.
You too, lads.
Thanks, Dubsy.
Love you, brother. All right, that was Dubsy Anderson, guys. Check him out there on Twitter. I believe it's Dubs Anderson. He's all over the place. He's a great guy, LPGA caddy, former caddy, so he definitely knows the courses and knows the game. Great guest for us to have. Really appreciate him and Cam Stewart for jumping on. That was a fun time there. We've almost gone an hour there, guys. Real Deal Prime, let's go. Cam Smith, yeah, that's my hero too. There, Nick. You should.
Mike Weir's available, Gogi.
He is a lefty.
He's ex-champ. Yeah, he's a lefty.
I might have to pass on Weirzy. I think he's a little too gray in the hair there. But yeah, no, Kenny Rogers, we need a party with him. Yeah, absolutely. Dubsy's a treat there. Him and Cam Stewart. Maybe we can get them on for the next big one, their PGA Championship. We'll see what we can do there. But yeah, no, that's all I got there, guys. We went over all the picks, so I don't want to hum and haw too much more. If you got any more questions, it is the Masters, though, right? Brothers, should we just keep rocking and rolling, or what do you got to say?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more if you want to. Like I said, I'll have my picks out later today or tomorrow, maybe at the latest, because I'm going to do the last fine tuning, like you are. Put it out on Twitter. But yeah, you want to break down a few more here, or anybody got any last questions before we bounce out of here? Any guys you want to talk about, Gogster?
Yeah, maybe Varner. Actually, I didn't bring up Varner. He did win over in Europe there at a pretty big Dubai event, and his numbers here, he's been he's in the top 100 and everything except for one thing I have here, which is average distance of putts made. I think that's going to be important here. Pretty much trying to avoid two putts because these are tough greens.
Yes.
So I want you to pretty much be good at kind of leg putts, long distance putts. And number one in the field is actually Ty Hatton. That's another guy we didn't bring up was Ty Hatton. He's
under the radar
under the radar guy. Yeah, he can come out of nowhere. A guy you can never really count out of the tournament. Yeah,
you know who was a guy real quick, Gogsy, is I don't think he wins it. I mean, look, two guys here. Siwoo Kim, who we had last week, it's tough because he's played a lot lately, but he's had some good decent numbers here. I think his last year was 12th. Yeah. And the year before that he made the cut. But Justin Rose, a guy who's played really well here and should have almost won it in years past, but he's had top, I think, 20s the last 2 years here, right around there. I was going through it today. Maybe a top 20 for Justin Rose. I don't know if he wins it, but I think he could be up there.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Kim maybe checks off some. Just looking at my stat categories here, I got 56 tee to green for Kim, and par 4 or better. He's 57th. Looking at where is he? Rose, he's 145th tee to green. He is 4th par 4s, but then 152nd in his greens and reg. His approach is 158th, around the greens 161st. So I just don't know how Rose's game's all the way there. I would maybe be leaning a little bit there more towards Siwoo Kim, but yeah, if you could find a nice matchup that.
You know what's big here too, and you talked about how tough the par 4s are, and they really are. But the guys who can take advantage of these par 5s, we all know about them at Augusta. Yeah. You know, whether it's 8, 13, 15. I mean, you can eagle these holes. Birdies you are almost a must in some of the rounds if you've dropped shots in past holes. So that should be one we're looking up maybe this week a little bit. Guys that are great par 5, have good par 5 numbers, especially here at Augusta. Big swings, especially on the back. Those two par 5s. 13 and 15.
There's one more thing. I know my one buddy, actually, I wish I had my Masters flag. He actually was at the Masters in 2015 when Spieth won it. And I remember him telling me, too, that you got to shape the ball. There's a lot of dog legs at this course. So golfers that are not necessarily bombs off the tee, you got to be able to shape a draw, a fade off the tee. You got to be able to work it. And from what I know, it's a lot of right to lefts. That's why it helps a lot of these lefties, because a lot of lefties like to shape the ball, except for myself. I go left to right, but a lot of them like to fade it right to left. And that just means, I guess, golfers that are right-handed that have a draw would maybe favor them a little more. And right away, when I say that, you know who stands out? Sam Burns. Sam Burns.
He could work it, yeah, for sure. I like his number this week. I mean, he's 55 to 1 or around there. And I definitely think he's good for a top 20. I think he's solid here to take a flyer on. Throw a few bucks. You know, if you get a number like that, hey, $5-10 even, just a small amount of money. You know, coffee money, not even beer money, coffee money. Could because everything's so expensive these days. The beer money's even more expensive. So Sam Burns, we talked about him. I think he's a solid look. What about another guy? I want to talk about past champion. We talked about some of these guys that haven't been the best putters throughout the year, but have got it done in Augusta. He's getting older, but Adam Scott, what do you think about him here?
Scott, you know, he was looking really good. I was looking to bet on this guy coming on the Florida swing, but he didn't do really anything to.
Yeah, he kind of just
jump out. He really just kind of fizzled out. And his around the green and scrambling this year is 162nd and 107th. So I don't know about his and his putter. I know when his putter's off, like it's just he's not a guy I really want to bet on, to be honest. Like between him and Leishman, I'd rather Leishman right now. He's top 100 in all of his stats. Actually, everything's actually top 70 for that matter that I like to look at. He's not in the top 20, but he's not outside the top 70. So he's a guy that I can think. We got him top 20 there, Connor. I got him plus 225. I think he's going to be there. Can he win? Should be interesting. He's got great course history. But when it comes to Adam Scott, I don't know if his short game's all the way there for me.
Yeah, let's check some of these guys here. Maybe at the bottom, you know, not the old guys, obviously. Not even though Longer makes the cut every year. The guy's over 60, and he makes the cut at the Masters. Seems like every year. Yeah, Bernard Longer. But maybe a guy, you know, spawned one last week. Stuart Sink, kind of Cameron Davis. Maybe make Mackenzie Hughes. You know, one of these guys you mentioned, Hoagie. I think that's a great price for him. I think, you know, these, you know, I think Cam mentioned even Dubsy. These young guys don't, you know, they're not Luke List. You know, maybe one of these huge numbers. You know, maybe put some money on, especially you know, top 30, top 20. Yeah,
Luke List. He's third in tee to green right now. His approach is 13th. Greens and regulation from the distance I like to look at. He's 20th. 16th around the green. His scrambling's 118th, but Luke List, he's not on the card, but he's definitely I got a couple bold check marks around some of his numbers because he if you're in the top 10, I think guys, top 20 in some of these stats, that can almost not carry you, but that can really bolt you ahead of some of these other guys. You know, if you're a middling, you know, top 70, top 60, top 50, but if you can be in the top 10, top 15, top 20 in some of these stats, I think that's really important. And List, he's third tee to green, 13th in approach. So yeah, sneaky, maybe first round leader. I wouldn't mind Luke List at all, guys.
Definitely. Well, shout out to the chat here with everyone here. If we got any last questions, he says, "What about Bubba here?"
Yeah,
Gogster?
I couldn't find as many stats as I wanted to on Bubba, but I talked about him just with the ball shaping, and he should do fine here. I'd like Bubba Watson to be a make the cut. You know what? Maybe I do another make the cut parlay here, guys. Maybe with a little less chalk, but I think him to make the cut would be a fine play right now. Bubba's not playing that bad of golf. He's just so used to this golf course. Lefties do well. I would like Bubba at this course.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he does well. The number isn't too great. I wish I was getting a little better, like on a top 20 with him. But come on, 2-time Masters champ, lefty, knows his place really, really well, and played. He got second. Varner made that bomb. He came back even the next week and played decent, and Phoenix. So just Bubba's Bubba. So it's just tough. I mean, if he went out and played well, or even won, I wouldn't be shocked. But talk about a strange cat. He is.
I think maybe a matchup bet too. A matchup bet possibly with Bubba Watson could be a sneaky play if you can find someone maybe that we don't like here that we've brought up throughout the show. I think that could be a nice angle as well. That's almost all I got here. I got Champ, Sink, Fino, I'm fading. Harry Higgs, I'm fading. Ryan Palmer, I'm fading. Schwartzel, and even Van Rooyen, I'm going to fade here. Is around the green and scrambling is 195th and 201st this year, which is just absolutely awful, god awful. So I'm going to be fading those 4 guys. And 8-pack one more time: Smith, Zalatoris, Fitzpatrick, Neiman, M, Henley, Leishman, and Burgertown. Taking Burger over Burns and taking Cameron Smith over Justin Thomas. Williams Wrestling saying Justin Thomas. And I like JT. I got him in a top 10. I think he's going to be right there. Is he going to win? I don't know. Also fading him against Rahm. I think that's a good play there. In a sleeper, I got Tom Hoagie, Young, and some more bombs. Leishman, Henley are 80-1. And that's about it. Bringing me back to when I was broke. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Nick and I had the nice long drive competition. That was fun. Little wind. Nicky knows now. Low piss missiles, brother. Stinger in the wind. Can't go high. Some of those guys will have to do that at this event because there'll be some wind at the Masters there. There'll be a little more wind, Connor. I believe it was like 15-mile-an-hour wind possibly here. So
it'll be interesting too because with those trees, they're kind of in those alley game corner. So it'll be interesting. Even just 12 to 15, it could whip a little bit in those spaces. So should be interesting. I'm pumped up. Can't get bigger than this, my guy.
Cannot wait. I think we're going to put a wrap on that in that case, guys. We went on about an hour. One more thing I want to say. This is on bent grass greens, so a lot of the stats we've seen from the putting surfaces are going to be completely different. So you really want to look at putting surface stats from the Masters. That's what's going to be important here, guys. But we're here. We're there. Shout out to Nutflush Allen, too, for bringing me that flag there, guys, just over there. I kind of see
shout out Nutflush.
Scottish Open there. The Open from the old course back in the 129th Open. So it's one of the oldest courses going in the PGA. And much love to you guys for getting me that. I really appreciate it, Nutflush Allen. And until next time, guys, we'll be back next week. I believe it's the RBC Heritage there. Usually it's Harbour Town next. They do the week after the Masters, guys. So that was fun. That was awesome. Appreciate the guests too. Dubsy Anderson, Cam Stewart. They were a hoot and a holler. If you guys don't already know them, follow them on Twitter.
Great guys.
They're great guys and really appreciate them jumping on. We'll see if we can get them going for the next big event there, guys. Until next time, best luck with your action. Check us out on Twitter, Eagle47 and Connor Mack. Any questions, DM us. Leche. Los bookmakers. Get that cash, guys. Let's go. Let's go, Cam Smith.